Hi, everybody. Welcome to a special edition of Too Opinionated, where today I'm joined by the talented singer-songwriter Camryn Quinlan. So, hi, Camryn. Thank you for joining us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. I'm so excited to have you on. I've been listening to your music, and you are crazy talented.
Thank you so much.
You probably hear that a lot, but like if you didn't see you and you just heard the music, it sounds much older than your actual age. I thought that, so not just the stuff you're doing now, and I know you're 13 now, I think, but the stuff you put out a few years ago. I mean, your voice is so mature. I'm sure you've heard that before.
Yeah.
Well, let's start this way. When did you discover that you had a talent for singing, and when did you decide that was something that you wanted to pursue?
I just always knew that I loved listening to it and singing along to the radio ever since I could just sing or talk. I would listen to like Kelly Clarkson and Katy Perry, and I
Sure.
was like, oh, I want to be like them. And that's when I started singing.
Yeah. Yeah, that's really great, and you play a lot of different instruments. My stepson is very musically inclined, so he can pick up any instrument and play it. And I was reading the list of instruments that you play, and it looks like you're kind of similar to
Yeah, I guess.
that. You can play the ukulele, which is pretty
Yeah,
cool.
yeah, that's fun.
Do you have a favorite song for the ukulele?
It's just whatever I can play on there because I mostly just play the piano, and
Yeah.
ukulele is a little trickier for me to try and play like melodies on there. But yeah, I don't
Yeah.
really.
Yeah, that's I always enjoyed. I'm a little older than you are, but growing up, I'd listen to Don Ho would play Tiny Bubbles with the ukulele, and I always thought that was kind of a fun instrument. But I'm not musically inclined. I wish I was. But I do pay attention to those of you that have talent, and it's pretty unique. And most of the time what I found is if you can sing, you normally are able to play, at least passably, instruments as well. Did you play with your school? Or are you in the band?
I did band, but I did like drums. It wasn't
Yeah.
like did it for like a year, but yeah.
How about show choir? Any show choir?
I didn't really do chorus or anything like that, and I like it.
Your poor band teacher, he's probably like, how'd I miss that one? So what was the first song that you sat down and wrote? I was really impressed with just some of the lyrics with some of your music.
Um, First ever, like I think I wrote a lot of songs, but like when I was younger. But the first released one, I'm pretty sure was Better Days.
Better Days. That is such a great song. I Give me a little bit of an idea of what that song's about and what inspired you to write that one.
That song is about suicide
Yeah.
because a girl in my town took her own life, unfortunately. And I was only 10, and I felt awful that someone had to go through that. And I thought writing a song would put awareness through, will bring awareness to it and bring people together with a song.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a very touching song. My wife listened and she thought. Now I know you've I know some people have compared you or thought that you had the same type of voice as like a Ariana Grande or a Katy Perry. My wife thought that song you sounded a little bit like Rihanna, just in a different octave. And I
Yeah.
thought when I listened, I was like, I didn't hear it, but then she's like, no, listen to this song, and I did, and I was like, well, yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, my voice is kind of like just like inspired by a lot of artists just like a mix of all of them.
Yeah, well, it's very unique, but I do think that it, it's we live in a society where we compare everybody to everything. So if I had to make a comparison, I think those are pretty strong ones. But I do think that you have a unique voice. I liked the song. You'll have to help me. Monsters.
Monsters, yeah.
Yeah, that I think that one was my favorite, and I watched the little video with it. Really well done. Who came up with that idea, and who helped you make the video?
Well, I wrote the song.
Yeah.
And my managers, they came up with the idea to shoot it at the estate, the Roosevelt one.
Yeah.
Table. And it came out really cool. It was amazing. The house was so beautiful, and it was kind of creepy inside too. So it went with the theme of monsters. And my best friend Emerson, she was the monster in the.
Oh, nice.
Behind. Yeah.
See, I would if I was, well, I'll tell you this. I got the chance to I had a friend who was on one of those ghost hunter shows. He had a family home that was supposedly haunted. It wasn't, but supposedly. And so they filmed there, but they had to have somebody outside the family, kind of, be a witness or whatever it was. So that was me. So I got to be on there, and underneath me, it just says childhood friend.
Oh.
So that, and I have lived off of that, 2 minutes of brief fame, childhood friend, forever. So now your friend, she was the monster. If I had the chance to actually, be a monster, you'd never hear the end of it from me. It wouldn't matter how famous you became. All you would ever hear is I was the monster. No, it was really a great song. I was wondering, I may be able to show a little piece of that. Would you mind if I showed a little bit of it?
I have no problem.
Yeah, let me see if I can. Let me see if I can share that. I'll bring it up. Let's see. I want this one. Let's see if we can. Stop that. That's not the one I wanted, but I definitely want to. Here it is. Now let's see. I had you. Yeah, I'm gonna play it for. Can you see that a little bit? Okay, I'm gonna play just a piece of that. It's kind of spooky.
Yeah, it is spooky. The two kids in the beginning are my manager's kids.
Oh, really? That's really cool. Well, they did a good job.
Yeah, it's Peyton and Dylan.
It's not real. I wouldn't believe it. Oh, I probably got to stop it. Hang on. Hit pause. Yeah, that is so good. I love that.
Thank you.
get back to you. Yeah, that's really good. I was with you until you showed the doll, and then I was out. I was like, no, I'm done. Too spooky.
You couldn't be in like a room alone up there. It was a little spooky.
That was pretty cool. I like the effect with the the kind of skeleton look on your face. That was cool.
That was cool.
Yeah, that was pretty good. No, I really enjoyed that. Do you do videos for most of your music?
I've only done 2 videos for my early songs, but hopefully I can make more videos as songs.
Yeah. What kind of reaction have you gotten with, especially with like classmates, people that you grew up with? You know, how do they react to your music?
They react pretty positive. They don't say anything bad about it. I don't know. They don't really talk.
I don't know how they could. It's so good.
Thank you.
Well, and I listened to you've done some covers. I listened to you doing Mariah Carey and a few others, and it's your voice is really unique, but when you're singing those songs, you can kind of get a feel for the original artist. I think that's really a talented thing that you can do, where you make the song your own, but it still echoes back to the original artist. So kudos on that.
Thank you.
Yeah, really good. So okay, so you're in a group, and I want to make sure I get the name right. It's Acapop Kids is Acapop. I'm saying that right?
Pop Kids, yeah.
Yeah. So I thought this was really good, or really neat concept. It reminded me, when I was growing up, there was a show called Kids Incorporated. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. It's Fergie was on it when she was younger, and it was a group that got together. They sang songs and they would do little skits together. But pretty good show. But it kind of gave that feel, and a little bit. There used to be one called Kids Bop, where they would do some covers. Kind of that feel too. But the songs sound really good, and everybody in that group so talented.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
How did that feel? Because I mean, that had to be a little bit intimidating, just going into a group. I mean, it has to be gratifying to be a member of a group of such talented individuals, but also a little bit intimidating because everybody can sing.
Yeah, but it wasn't really intimidating because everybody was so like welcoming, and everybody it was kind of like a click with everybody, and friendships were made just like that.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, and I would imagine that you formed some pretty strong bonds just because of the shared interests. Yeah. I listened to the cover you did on the Justin Timberlake song, where you got to sing some of the lead vocals. So good. I mean, it's just really good. I was playing that, and we had some of the kids and my wife were in the house, and they kept popping in the room like, who is that? I was like, she's good. Yeah, it's really good. Do you have any say on what songs you get to perform with that group, or does somebody else make those decisions and just bring them to you and say, this is what we think you'll sound good at?
Our main producers will come together with arrangements and ideas and present them to us, and then I'll record them.
Yeah, that's pretty neat. Does it when you get together, do you do several songs at one setting?
So when we record it really depends. Like say a bunch of kids were in the song, different songs together, then you could like record the vocals one day. You wouldn't record it with other kids. It would just be you, and then kids come in different days to record their part of the song.
Yeah. That's kind of neat. I guess it's like kind of like acting. You don't always have to be together in a group to record it. You just have to record your part. So that's pretty neat. So you, I'm assuming, were cooped up like the rest of us over the last few months, kind of trapped inside. what did you do to fill the time while you were at home?
Just writing a lot of my songs and singing a lot, recording, practicing, just music.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of neat. How supportive are your parents with that? Because I know sometimes it depends. Sometimes you get, and you said you played some drums, but sometimes you get, a child that's in the house that's just banging on the drums and it'll just wear you out. But then if you have someone that really has some talent in it, it can be kind of joyful to listen to them, work on their craft. So how are your parents with you?
My parents are number one supporters. They help me out with
Yeah.
everything that I need. Say a new piano, they would jump right on it. They're amazing.
Yeah, that's awesome. That's awesome, and I think that's so important. Especially with a young person to be supportive and to be that support system, so that they're able to kind of fully engage their talents. So that's great to hear. So, what do you do outside of music? What do you like to do for enjoyment or fun? Outside of the musical world.
I hang out with my friends a lot all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So I really love to see them a lot. And I like to paint, bake, and just hang out around my house. I like to go swimming. I just got a trampoline, so I've been on
Oh
that a
wow!
lot. Yeah.
Be careful. we got a trampoline when my daughter was pretty young, and I remember we were just having a blast jumping on that thing, and I'm pretty sure it may have been her mother, but it was probably me that landed and broke her toe
Oh
on
no.
that. So yeah, be careful with that, because it's easy to just get out of control. It's so much fun.
Yeah.
So did you say you like to bake?
Yeah. I like to
Yeah.
bake, eat cupcakes. Yeah, everything.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah. Nice. That's not too bad. Unfortunately, when we're stuck at home for, especially over the last few months, baking was something that was done quite often. I think I put on 20 pounds while we were stuck here. I can't bake a lick, but I can eat it.
Yeah.
Well, so what are your aspirations? You're still pretty young. What are your plans for the future? Are you planning on college, or do you have an idea musically of what direction you want to go in? Give us an idea about that.
I really just want to be recording music albums as soon as possible, and
Hmm.
just get myself out there. And I just that's my plan.
Yeah. Well, I think that's a good plan. Would you categorize yourself as more of a pop singer, or is there a different genre that you kind of gravitate towards?
I mostly write and sing pop music, but it's not really like pop, like Katy Perry pop or
Right.
Ariana Grande, but more like Bruno Mars ish, Alicia Keys mix in with like Katy Perry and Taylor Swift.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. I actually heard you cover Alicia Keys, and it was really beautiful. It was such a good job with that. You forget, I listen to it, and you forget, that you're still fairly new to this, and fairly young. I mentioned that when we started, but your voice is so powerful, and just really beautiful to listen to. So I'm looking forward to your career as it goes on.
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, I'm a big fan now, so you'll have someone keeping an eye out. But it's easy to enjoy your music. I do think that it's, you mentioned Bruno Mars, and I hadn't thought of that, but I can see that. It's your the music I was listening to and the songs I was listening to. They almost tell a story. So when you're listening to it, you can really go on a kind of a musical journey. So I really like that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Sure.
I'm assuming that was intentional.
Yeah.
What do you have a favorite song of your own that you've written?
I don't really have a favorite. New ones that I produce and release, those are always like my like most new like what's the word? Advanced, like
Yeah.
advanced ones. So usually the new ones that I make are my favorite ones, but I like them all.
Yeah, you mentioned producing. Are you pretty heavily involved with that side of it, with putting the arrangements together and the actual producing of the songs?
Yeah, I help with the piano ideas, how I want it to sound, and just put the whole track together. My manager's really good like really good part of that,
Yeah.
and I'll just work together as a team.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Do you play by ear, or do you just read music really well?
I by ear.
Yeah.
I don't read music like off of like piano sheets. No, I think.
Yeah, yeah. I've seen that a lot. A lot of the musicians that we talk to, they tend to play by ear, and I think that's kind of interesting. There has to be a reason that people are inclined to do that. My stepson's like that. He plays better by ear than he does. He can read sheet music, but that's not really his strong suit.
Yeah.
Yeah, but if you pick up and play a song, he could probably sit down and play it back to you. I'm guessing you're like that as well.
Yeah.
So you've been at home for a little while. I know you've been busy. You've been writing a ton of songs. Um, what shows were you watching? Everybody was binge watching something. Did you have a show that you were binge watching while you were stuck at home?
Well, Outer Banks came out, and I was watching that, and I watched that all in like 3 days. That was really interesting. I've been watching all Netflix. I've been watching The Office a lot.
Love The
um,
Office.
I've watched like probably I'd say over 10 times, and just yeah, that's much it.
Don't tell, but I did watch The Outer Banks. I watched it when I was on the treadmill, and it actually wasn't too bad. So, do you think season 2 is going to be them in the Caribbean? Is that them trying to get back to find the treasure, because they just kind of left all that hanging?
Yeah, I think so.
See,
Yeah,
we need to get you on that show. You would fit right in on that show. You could be like the younger sister of one of the characters on there.
yeah.
We're gonna make that happen. Now that you've been on Too Opinionated, stuff's gonna start rolling in.
All right.
Have you considered? Now, I did want to ask you. Have you considered um, acting roles as well as singing, or are you just purely going for the musical side of it?
I did do acting for a couple years. I was in plays in in my town. We had like not my town, but like town over. We did plays and dance recitals. It was this dance place called Ovations Dance, and I
Yeah,
did plays every time there was a play.
yeah,
Then I quit after a while just so I can focus on music because it was getting hard going to dance after school and then going to the studio. So I
right.
had to pick.
Yeah, yeah. Well, right. It's almost like playing multiple sports. At some point, you usually have to choose something to concentrate on. I just from what I've seen and from talking to you, it seems like you've got the right personality. If you chose to go into acting, I'm sure you'd be successful with that as well. So,
Thank you.
yeah, it's been so much fun speaking with you. This has been great. I think that you may be the youngest guest that we have had on here. So probably the best. You've probably been the best.
Wow, thank you.
Hopefully nobody else is watching. Oh shoot. No, this has been absolutely wonderful, and you're so talented. Would definitely encourage everybody to check out your music. We showed a little bit, a little clip, and that's my favorite. But there's so many good songs, and you've put so much of it out there. So if you search under your name, ton of stuff comes up.
Yeah.
Yeah, Camryn, thank you so much for giving us a little bit of time. But before you go, where can our listeners, our viewers, if they want more, if they want to listen to your music, if they want to know more about you, where can they go?
My main resource for posts and everything is Instagram, and that's Camryn Quinlan Official. I also have a TikTok. It's all the same names: TikTok, Facebook, and YouTube. That's all Camryn Quinlan Official.
Yeah, and it does all pop up. You've got quite a few followers on Instagram. I saw that. It's very impressive. So my son, he told me, he said, "Dad, you have to ask her if she'll write us a theme song." He's like, Too Opinionated. He said, she's a songwriter. She could probably come up with something.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, you've got a request now, because, and you'll see when, of course, this is throwing the cart before the horse. But when this episode comes out, we'll put our theme music at the beginning of it. But it's just music. There's no lyrics. We need lyrics. So yeah, so there you go. You've got a challenge. If you can come up with a song for Too Opinionated, we need it. And it doesn't even have to be a serious one. It can be totally ridiculous.
Okay. All right.
You've been challenged. There, I've fulfilled my duty. I told him I would definitely bring it up, because I guarantee if he got a chance to be on here with us, that's the first thing he would bring up. He'd be like, so Camryn. Camryn, thank you so much. This has been a blast. Please come back. I definitely would love to have you on when you get ready to put out a new song, so we can kind of listen to it on here. So talented, and good luck with all your future endeavors. I'm sure we're going to be hearing so much from you. This has been great.
Oh, sweet. Thank you so much.
All right, hang on just a second. I'm going to hit pause for us. All right, so that was the talented Camryn Quinlan. Wow, she's what a voice, and just so powerful, and just a really nice young lady that we're going to hear so much from in the future. So if you haven't got a chance to check her out, definitely do so. You will not be disappointed. I played a little clip, but that definitely doesn't do her the justice she deserves. She's so talented. So real thrill to have her on the show. Really appreciated that. Thank you so much for continuing to check us out. We appreciate that so much. If you haven't checked out our Facebook page under MeisterCon, please do that. We'd appreciate a like. You can listen to us on you, or you can watch us on YouTube under MeisterCon Pod. We do have a donation page, and we appreciate anything that you can do. If you want to support the podcast, it's under patreon.com/MeisterCon. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you again real soon. Bye, everybody.